Welcome to my photographic tour of Seattle ReCreative. I hope you enjoy it and are inspired to give Seattle ReCreative or a similar center in your area a visit. This is the storefront of Seattle ReCreative, a local nonprofit with a mission of promoting creativity, community, and environmental stewardship through creative reuse and arts education. Just this January, ReCreative opened here on Greenwood Avenue North in Seattle's Phinney Ridge, Greenwood neighborhood. This is a great location for such an organization. As well as restaurants and retail shops, ReCreative is neighbors of a space travel supply company, which is actually the witty front for another creative nonprofit. The BFI, or Bureau of Fearless Ideas, is a writing and tutoring center. Just around the corner is the home of the Taproot Theater Company, another arts organization which also does a lot of community outreach. The vibrancy of the creative community is evidenced by the growing number of posters in the windows of ReCreative in the last 3 weeks. The shield poster by the door designates Seattle ReCreative as one of many businesses in Seattle that is a safe place for youth. And it really is a safe haven, not only for youth, but welcoming to all. Seattle ReCreative is the only creative reuse center in Seattle, but they are partners with the nearby Ballard Reuse, a building reuse store that takes donations and salvages construction supplies. A portion of their profits from all donations goes to fund Seattle ReCreative, providing a large portion of Seattle ReCreative's operating budget. When you walk into Seattle ReCreative, you're welcomed by an amazing selection of donated art and craft supplies. Priced below 50% of retail prices, many items way below as they try to move inventory and encourage creative reuse. There are art supplies of all sorts, filling the shelves, tables, and all parts of the sales floor, and storage spaces, such as those around the scale used to weigh all donations for business record keeping. There are paints, brushes, and markers priced to move. Pens and pencils galore, and a wonderful assortment of interesting odds and ends. Bins filled with many traditional and untraditional creative supplies. Shelves upon shelves of fabrics and other textile supplies. And further treasures for all sorts of craft making. It's a little difficult to catch the store manager Sharon at the register for a picture because she's always busy out on the sales floor when not making a sale. Behind the register are class lists and the program calendar that hint at the many other things which go on in this space. The table in the entry may be allocated for sorting donated materials now, but it is also used as a meeting space and a creative sharing space for Saturday morning skill shares. A windowsill serves as display space for examples of CD looms. A more formal display of bottles etched with verse grace the walls of the store this month. New bottles of wine and beer on the table below were for the enjoyment of guests on the second Friday neighborhood art walk. Even more art by local reuse artists is on display in the stairwell. The most consistent educational activity at Seattle Reuse is the paint playground. Located in the back of the sales floor. Parents can bring young children in 6 mornings a week for drop-in creative play activities. Children can paint on the walls or on the light box and can pull a print from their work if they want something to keep. 2 child height tables provide space for painting and sculptural play. Up the stairs in the back is the Makerspace classroom, where guests of all ages could take part in lantern-making activity during the art walk. This space is also the location of many of the afternoon and weekend classes for children and adults. Students take time to learn about art, create, and talk about their work. Here, the director, Emily, encourages a young student to share about his picture. Is the creative play space with chalkboards, toys, and a puppet stage for the enjoyment of children and their parents. There's still a considerable amount of work to do to finish the creative spaces, including plumbing the sink in the makerspace, lighting and ceiling finishing in the playroom. It's funny to me that with all the wonderful things to see and do here, I did not notice these things until they were pointed out to me. I've found Seattle ReCreative to be a delightfully unique artistic reuse community that should prove to be of growing value to the greater Seattle artistic community. Now, go find something to create with.